Alright boys, welcome back to the Black Clover mobile video. Today we're going to be going over how to prepare for the new Spirit Dive Yuno coming probably later this month. We are going to be celebrating our 6-month anniversary of Global, I believe on the 30th, and that is going to bring a lot of content, which you can see on screen now. We're going to be getting new game modes, 100 free summons, free actual 99 summons with characters that we can guarantee. It is going to be a very fun event. I'm really looking forward to it. What I'm looking forward to most is going to be Spirit Dive Yuno, who has changed a lot, not in terms of the characters kit, but the meta on JP, since we do know that Valkryie Noelle is going to be the first light type character where her passive does restrict you to only using one defender on the team. That does mean characters like Black Asta and Yuno, who are obviously already defender characters, it means you cannot really use them on the same team, at least to make Noelle work. I'm sure there's still going to be some teams out there that can still use Black Asta, Witch Queen, and Noelle, because once again, you know, Black Asta in anti-magic is still going to be very powerful, but we don't see how the meta changes once Noelle does release. But by far the biggest winner of the Noelle release is going to be Spirit Dive Yuno, as he is one of the only actual good attackers in the game as it is right now. And if you haven't seen what Yuno does, he kind of specializes in reducing mobility, getting a bunch of stamina, a bunch of speed as well, and he is going to be able to like disable the enemies through total silence. But the big gimmick of his actual whole kit basically is, as you can see, his awaken passive. His awaken passive is going to actually give him invulnerability, which is basically means he's immortal. We can't take any damage for one turn, and he does that by gaining the Spirit Dive buff, and he gets the Spirit Dive buff by using his ultimate, and that is kind of where the gimmick of the character comes from. Also, when you get him towards 5-star, he does get a bit more DPS, which is kind of why you want to use him at 5-star, which once again, getting 5-star dupes on a character should be relatively fine, since the rate for the character is going to be 1%, obviously higher than usual, and they typically give out a little more actual dupes for characters than actual skill pages, which we'll talk about the skill page in a second. Now, this is by far going to be the hardest thing about the character, but you know, once again, there's no rush for it, right? We're talking about investing into, you know, and his time to really shine is most likely going to be coming up when the Valkryie Noelle comes out, who will be coming out in like 2 months time, basically, for us in Global, 2 seasons from when we do get the release of Yuno. And at that point, you have, you know, still a bunch of time to kind of build up the Yuno. So don't worry about, you know, if you don't have enough actual skill page dupes. Neither do I have none. Don't worry, there is still time to work on the character. But you can see here what it does say: if Spirit Dive is on self when attacking, there's a chance or 100% chance to get a 1 to 3 SP buff. And this is kind of why you want to take it to max dupes, so you have a 100% chance to get a free SP buff, which is obviously going to make him rush a lot faster, to where basically you can have your ultimate every 1 to 2 turns. And I have a new team that I've been using on PvP, which I'll showcase in a second, which is very good to give Yuno ultimate almost every single turn, at least for 1 rotation. And that's what Yuno given SP buffs, and that's literally what Yuno does. So yeah, Yuno, you really want to get his skill page maxed out, which is completely fine, because we already know that Valkryie Noelle's skill page, because you see it on screen now, is a chance to taunt 1 or 2 enemies twice, which is not... it's good, but not that needed in comparison towards Black Asta, Yuno, and also Spirit Dive Yuno. So in that situation, you do not need to save your actual universal dupe skill pages for Valkryie Noelle, and instead can just save for Yuno, and literally for the next 2 to 3 months, you know, work on that and build them up. So in terms of gear, this is what I'm going to be giving towards my Yuno. Just the classic, you know, attack, defense, and speed here. To be fair, probably don't need the defense. It's just kind of what I've been building up a little bit. I might actually swap out here, but as you can see, we got some pretty good SS magic attack rolls here. So I'm still working on re-rolling those. But you know, you can only do it like 10 times a day, 10 times a week. So I'm still waiting to do that, obviously. But yeah, what's good, if you plan to give your Spirit Dive, you know, like the max skill page, you're going to have a lot of invulnerability. So you don't really need that defense. So to be fair, you might want to go towards more crit damage, crit chance, to make him a bit more of a DPS character. But once again, this can be universal, and I can just put this into anyone else as well. Once again, still trying to transcend it, but this is the gear I'm going towards. You can see right here, we're still working on the crit chance. We probably want to get that upwards to about 80, and in a bit, we guess the damage distance don't matter too much, since, well, we're going to be invulnerable anyway. But yeah, since the character is a DPS, of course, we're going for magic attack here. That is, once again, just kind of my gear sets and what I have been doing. But in terms of characters, this is what I'm going to be planning to use for the first, like, you know, few weeks of actual Spirit Dive, you know, on Global. It is most likely going to be this team here. Now, I did just make a video going over Vanessa and, like, you know, should you summon for her and stuff like that, and I do think the character's going to be good in mono green. But in terms of, like, what you want for the team, is you probably want to use this team. Yuno is still obviously a very good DPS, and obviously a character is going to absolutely annihilate. Obviously, the actual supporter, Charlotte, is going to be by far one of the best characters for him, since you can give him more SPs, so he can actually rush ultimate. And bear in mind as well, he also works with Valkryie Noelle, which they showcase in the live streams. So she is definitely going to be good for not only Spirit Dive Yuno, but Valkryie Noelle coming up. The new Mimosa, which I think everyone should have got for free during the Gateway from Yuno, is a good character, but you really want to get towards 2-star, which you can see I obviously unfortunately do not have, because if you get towards 2-star, then that is the spot you want to be at, because you are going to be getting her Awakening Enhancement, which is going to give an allied SP buff every single turn, which is definitely makes a massive difference. So that's kind of one reason why you want to use her over the Vanessa. Plus, she does have that actual combined attack that does give the 2 SP buff. And if you use that onto Yuno, you can get 1 to 2 SP, and you can also remove the immortality when attacking someone with like Black Asta or even Yuno if they have got that actual new Vanessa on mono green. But yeah, a maxed out team here would be probably the best team for Spirit Dive Yuno. Once again, it's going to be very hard to use him as it is right now, because the meta is still filled with Black Astas and mono reds. But if you do build a team up, it is going to be a pretty good team. But once again, I got to stress the point, boys. He's going to get a lot better once we do get Valkryie Noelle, to where hopefully Valkryie Noelle is going to absolutely shut down, you know, Black Asta, the monocolor teams. And even with the supports of Grey and Finral being shown soon later on JP, it's once again going to add to the fact that it's going to make Spirit Dive even better. Still recommend building him up, but you have at least 2 months before he's going to be like his peak once you do get Valkryie Noelle. Just to kind of show you a quick example of like how you can expect the actual Yuno to work here. Once again, imagine Yuno got invulnerability. Instead, we're going to be using Leona here as an example, because you can see the setup can be kind of crazy. So you buff up with Spirit Dive Yuno. I would just use this for now. Then let's say you have Spirit Dive Yuno here. Boom, you ult. I'm going to ult her. Do damage. Maybe get a kill or not. Don't really matter. Then you do the combo attack with the Mimosa. Gonna give, obviously, the Leona, but obviously at that time, it would, which would be the, you know, give you 1 or 2 SP buff. We only got 1 there, unfortunately. And if you had the SP buff with, obviously, Mimosa, you would have got an extra SP buff there as well. I mean, Leona is fast, so we did get an extra turn there. But if you had Spirit Dive, you know, you would have won and got, like, if you had that skill page maxed out, you would have got, like, 1 or 2 or 3 SP buff there. Then you obviously buff up with Charlotte. And then now you're back up to 6 or 7 SP, which can ult rush, like, almost every single turn. Obviously, we have got Vanessa, so I can do a single target to get 2 SP buff, which I realized I don't have gear on my actual Leona. Sick. And you can buff up, given the defense penetration, plus the HP, plus the magic attack if you have skill page maxed out. So, yeah, unfortunately, like I said, I have no actual gear on my Leona, so a bit of an L there. But you can see with this team and the mono colors, the mono green, you can ult rush very quickly. And that's going to make, you know, ult rush super fast, disabling, getting that free damage of the ultimate, and also getting that invulnerability to where you can survive hopefully multiple turns even when Asta is in anti-magic. And if it is, then we can actually remove the immortality, which is going to be even better. And of course, right now we have gotten some events that kind of teasing up towards the release of Spirit Dive Yuno, the half anniversary bingo, which I assume is, when's it ending? 11 days? This literally might be when Spirit Dive Yuno comes out, when this event does end here. But you can see there's actually some new rewards here, which might be enough, might be a buff, because normally before they give you like 2 guaranteed actual multis, where right now you can see we're only getting about half here, some gems, and if you can make up for the gems here, then that could be pretty good. But it's very rare since the rate of it is only 0.1%, so not everyone is going to get those. But hey, once again, some free rewards, so you might as well pick them up. That's going to help towards the actual anniversary. And I believe as well, the 100 free summons we're getting does not actually add up towards this, so we're going to get even more summons for the actual anniversary, which can be very good too. And we also have this bingo event, which has been quite good. I've hit in that spot a few times now. Getting free tickets off this actual little stage here is kind of insane. I've had a lot of runs where I get like 1 after, 1 before, which has been quite annoying. But you can stack up to some, like, almost a free multi there, which is not even free, like free 10 multis. It's actually kind of insane what you can do there. So yeah, boys, once again, a bunch of events going on right now to start preparing. We've got a bunch of new story chapters, which I'm still behind on, so that's a couple free gems there too. So yeah, boys, that is going to wrap up today's video, and obviously Spirit Dive, you know, really looking forward to it. Cannot wait, man. Actually, like I said, I've been preparing for him for the last like few weeks now, trying to make a pretty good gear set, because you want to have Leona and obviously Spirit Dive, you know, on the same team. So I have to make 2 new magic sets, and I've done pretty well here. Once again, I need to just finish transcending. I've just not been getting the drops in my gear farming. And in terms of actually, like, you know, the actual transcended gear subs that you can get, not been the best. We've got a few magic attacks here, but like nothing too crazy. We want to get the percentage ones. And of course, finally, to wrap up the video, since there is now half stamina going to be going on, this is the best time to kind of start preparing your gear and the stuff you need for when Yuno comes out. So of course, get towards farming your gear to transcend, which we got 2 things I kind of need a little bit, but I think by far the biggest one is what I do every single time we do get the return of half stamina, and that is farming the mage XP, not because of the XP XP, but because of the gold drop, which is going to give you the most gold out of like any stage. You get 5k there, like this is going to give like 1k, because the difference is crazy. So what I typically like to do, since you can obviously use skip tickets, is to put on some food gold. We can see right here, 10% your increase, and then just skip ticket, which is obviously a lot, and you can see every single time we use a skip ticket, we're going to get obviously, was it 13k gold, and it's about 130k run there basically, just by doing 10, and we can do that 700 times. Obviously, I'm not going to have enough food for that, but you see the point of it. So yeah, the transcendence gear thing is by far the most important thing. It's going to take the most. So I do need to farm a lot of gold here, so that's probably what I'm going to spend most of my stamina on, especially since a lot of shops have been giving out quite a bit. And to be fair, you should have been saving your stamina, because it's not really much to be farming. So yeah, boys, thank you for watching today's video. Let me know what you lot are doing to prepare for Yuno, and if you are someone who's going to be some for the character. There's nothing too crazy coming anytime soon, at least from memory. I think there might be like some rerun banners, so we have to wait and see what happens. But boy, thank you for watching, and yeah.